The day the social media died was a Thursday. Wait, couldn't have been a Friday, but it was definitely in the afternoon at 3:07. Mostly it had been raining, and when it wasn't raining, it was drizzling, and when it wasn't drizzling, it was misting. It was one of those cloudy, clammy, yucky, sucky days where your skin doesn't fit right, and all you want to do is stay inside and play with your computer. On this one particularly miserable afternoon, 13-year-old Suzanne, her parents had named her Susan, her brothers called her Susie, but she demanded being called Suzanne, did something very strange. No, not her homework, but something almost as strange. She threw on a raincoat and, splashing through puddles, ran to a friend's house with other kids she'd gathered along the way. When they got there, they baked chocolate chip cookies. Though nobody knew it that day in Des Moines, those chocolate chip cookies were the first to chip away at the foundations of social media. Had Mark Zuckerberg known, he'd likely have blamed Susie's boomer grandparents for her opting for flesh and blood friends over friending. Why, Susie, when I was your age, we didn't sit around looking at screens. We played outside till dark every day. Bad weather, we built models or went to the friend who had the creepiest basement, shut the lights and told ghost stories. We did things, used our imaginations. But Susie had tuned out her grandparents by the time she was 7 and her parents the moment she turned 12. Besides, boomers had had their own fling with social media. There was the friending message from the old army buddy or college roommate or childhood best friend. A literal blast from the past and a barrage of exchanged photos, phone numbers, and life stories. Then Friended and Friendy discovered something. The reason they hadn't kept in touch was they had nothing to keep in touch about. The barrage slowed to a trickle, then a drip, then nothing. But blaming Susie, her grandparents, or the generations in between or beyond for the death of social media would be about as insightful as ascribing World War I to the guy who assassinated Archduke Ferdinand. What killed social media wasn't Susie and her grandparents tiring of Facebook or Twitterers without followers. It was a physical condition users develop over time called SMTV, or social media tunnel vision. Radio and TV, YouTube, or an online newspaper or magazine, before you get to the stuff you want, the content, you get a commercial, or part of one, thrown at you. Now go to your Facebook page. I'll wait. Notice those highly targeted ads with offers based on data culled from the personal information you so kindly provided Facebook? I said, did you notice the... What ads, you say? That, my friend, is SMTV. Unlike radio and TV, YouTube, and online newspapers and magazines, users don't see, or rather don't notice ads on social media, which is why General Motors said Facebook ads don't pull, and why a brand new study by a Berkeley grad student and Columbia professor found that political advertising on Facebook doesn't work. You've probably heard about the recent bump in ad revenue when Facebook went smartphone, but nothing says tunnel vision won't kick in there too. Like GM, eventually more and more advertisers will finally get it, and ad revenue will continue tanking. And you already know how well Facebook does with users when they suggest those deadbeats pay even a minimal amount for a Facebook service. If advertisers don't pay, and subscribers don't pay, who pays for social media? How about the Chinese? If those guys will buy subprime mortgages, they'll buy anything. This is Don Laskin, and that was Observations.